Hey there, nation. Welcome to the show. We help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander CheapSkate, and that's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday, which is our Throws Back Thursday, and that takes us to one of our two battle reports. In this case, it is another edition of Warhammer the Golden Age. These are our 8th edition Warhammer Fantasy battle reports. This is battle report number 26. This is a 2,000 point battle that is fought between myself with my House Daycare, the Golden Reavers of Skyros, with my Dark Elves army, versus my buddy Fresh Prince Belair of House Laenel, the Silvery Host of Calor, his 2,000 point High Elves army. So once again, we alternate this show every other Thursday between this as well as Necromunda, Battle Reports, Tales from the Underhive. And ladies and gentlemen, let's go warning you now, this is the craziest game of Warhammer 8th edition I've ever played in my life. And I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but you just got to watch to see exactly what happens, because this game is out of this, is out of here. It's crazy. But anyways, enough with the introductions. Let's go talk about the different army lists real quick, and we'll go and talk about the battle report. Alright, so let's go and talk about House Daycare, the Golden Reavers of Skyros. This is a 2,000 point Dark Elves army. For my Lord and Hero choices, we have Beast Lord Midas Daycare, the Golden Lord of Skyros. He is a High Beast Master who's packing the Chill Blade as well as Armor of Destiny. He's running on Calibos, who's a Manticore equipped with the Blind Rage and Ironheart skin upgrades. Next comes Sister Sinner, the Oracle of Kosh. She's my Supreme Sorceress, who's got a level 4 upgrade. She's packing the Sacrificial Dagger as well as the Talisman of Endurance. She has Lord of Dark Magic, and the spell she rolled on this one is Doombolt, Power of Darkness, Shroud of Despair, and Arinzapal's Black Horror. And my very last choice is my hero. His name is Captain Lodi Daycare. He's my master. He has a Battle Standard Bearer upgrade. He's got Heavy Armor, Shield, Sea Dragon, Cloak, and Halberd, and he's carrying the Crown of Command. For my two core choices, we have the Sea Stone Sorrows, which are 38 Dread Spears of full command and the Standard Discipline, and the Morning Dawn, which are 10 Dark Shards with the Standard Bearer and the Banner of Eternal Flame. For my special choices, we have the Storms of Kos, which are 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers, as well as my bad boy Virzil the Broken, who's my War Hydra, who also has a Fiery Breath. And then finally, my last two rare choices, we have the Shacklemore Seers, which are 5 Doomfire Warlocks. They have the spells, the Dark Coven. Their spells are Doombolt and Soulblight. And of course, the keystone of my army, which is Rathrek the Maul, the Charybdis. And that brings up my army to 2,000 points for this battle report. Alright, so on to my buddy Fresh Prince Belair's House Laenel, the Silvery Host of Calor. It is a 2,000 point High Elves army. For his Lord and Hero's choices, he's got two characters. Tyrion, the Defender of Ulthuan, as well as Teclis, the Lore Master. And he's using the Lore of High Magic. And since he's a Lore Master, he doesn't really worry about taking any spells because he knows all of them. So yeah, he's got that powerhouse twins from the 8th edition fighting for his army this time. So this is going to be kind of crazy to see exactly what happens. For his core choices, he has the Dawn Patrol, which are 12 Lothar to Seaguard with Standard Bearer, and the Griffin Guard, another unit of 12 Lothar to Seaguard with Standard Bearer. And he's also got Lord Tyrion's Retinue, which are 9 Silverhelm Knights with full command. His special choice is the Uber Wardens, which are 24 Phoenix Guard with full command. And his rare choice in this case is the Reigns of Calor, which are 3 Eagle Call Blow Throwers. So he does a really small list on this one, but it packs quite a bunch. Let's go ahead and talk about that and move on to deployment. And we're off to deployment. As you can see on this photo, we're fighting on a 4x6 table. My army is located right on the near side of the board. My opponent, Fresh Prince Belair, is on the far side of the board. So you can see that our armies are pretty well spread out. Both of us kind of went with a denied center type of deployment. And the reason why is because we were placing out the terrain. We put those two fields right there, as well as the pond, right smack dab in the middle of the board. So now these guys have to basically fight around the either side of that and try to find the flanks. So you can see on the left-hand side, I got my Bolt Throwers as well as my Shacklemore Seers. At the same time, my main one, my army is right here on the right-hand flank. You can see I got my Monster Mash, my Dread Spears, as well as my Dark Shards. And my opponent starting from the top, you can see he's got 2 Bolt Throwers, as well as the Silver Helms on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, he's got 2 units of Sea Guard, as well as his Phoenix Guard, and also got the Bolt Thrower on the top of that tower there on the right-hand side. Pretty much my plan is pretty simple. I'm going to try to fight him on the flanks on the left-hand side with my Shacklemore Seers, kind of blast through his Silver Helms and destroy his War Machines, and have my monsters as well as my infantry take on the rest of his infantry and kind of destroy him that way. So it's pretty straightforward. So with that being said, let's go talk about the individual deployment zones for this battle report. So here is deployment on the left-hand flank for my Dark Elves. As you can see, positioned at the top of the hill, I got my 2 Storms of Kos. Those are my 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers. They're kind of taking up cover positions right there, so that way they can shoot along the entire long axis of the battlefield and kind of rain down some long-range destruction upon my opponents. As you can see on the right-hand side there, I also got my Shacklemore Seer. This is my 5 Doomfire Warlocks. I have them located there. I'm going to Vanguard them up here in a little bit. My plan is to have them kind of skirt around the Silverhelm Knights, try to blast them with Doombolt, maybe try to get some Soulblight off so that way I can kill Tyrion before it becomes a problem for me. And that's pretty much the plan going on here on the left-hand flank for my army. Alright, and finally here's deployment on the right hand flank. Starting from the left and moving to the right, as you can see I got Virzo the Broken, which is my War Hydra, followed by my Charybdis, which is Rathric the Maw. Behind both of them I have my General Beast Lord Midas Day Cure, as well as Calibos located back there, so that way they can give his high Beast Master ability to give him extra D3 attacks to either monsters or to his Magic Core. On the right hand side there in the center I have my Sea Stone Sorrows, that's my huge unit of 38 Dread Spears. Located that unit on the left hand side I have my Captain Lodi Day Cure, who's my Battle Standard Bearer. On the right hand side in the front rank I have my Supreme Sorceress Sister Sinner, the Oracle of Kos. And of course, on the right hand side there, I got the Morning Dawn. That's my unit of Dark Shards with the Banner of Eternal Flame. So that pretty much makes it the plan for the right hand flank, and on to the High Elves for this one. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about Fresh Prince Bel-Air's army. This is the Silvery Host of Caldor. This is their left-hand flank deployment. As you can see, located in front of that chateau, as well as the top of that hill, he's deployed two of his Eagle Called Bloatthors, so those are two of the members of the Reigns of Caldor. And right there in the center, you can see there's that unit of Silverhelm Knights. That's Lord Tyrion's retinue. That's 9 Silverhelm Knights with full command. And right there, right smack dab in the middle, front and center, is Lord Tyrion. Prince Tyrion, he's the special character for the High Elves. That guy is tough because he's got really high strength. Got a Flaming Breath attack. He dishes out a lot of attacks as well. High leadership value. Plus he has the Heart of Avalorn. So if I do kill this guy, if he rolls high on a d6, he'll come back from the dead basically. I have to start all over again. So that's pretty crazy. But that's pretty much make up deployment for my opponent's left flank for this battle report. And make up the center deployment for the High Elves. As you can see on either side of that unit of Phoenix Guard, which is located in the middle, those are the 2 units of 12 Lothar Sea Guards with Standard Bearers. Right back down in the middle, you got that huge block of call formation of Phoenix Guards with the Ever Wardens. On the right hand side there, you got Teclis, who is a Lord Master, and that's where his wizard is located as well. Pretty solid center deployment because he's got archers as well as spearmen covering his flanks, and he's got that huge unit of Phoenix Guard that he can basically cause all kinds of problems with. So yeah, that pretty much makes a deployment for the center lines for Fresh Prince Bel-Air. And finally, on the far right-hand flank at the top of the tower, we have the very last of the Bloatthors, the Eagle Call Bloatthors. This is the last of the Reigns of Caldor, and he's in a kind of a perfect position to lay down some long-range fire with that Bloatthor. So that pretty much makes up deployment for the High Elves. With that, we both go off to the top, turn number 1, active move for this battle report. Alright, so we roll off for initiative. The High Elves win on this one, so Fresh Prince Bel-Air gets to go first in this battle report. And as you can see, this photo is taken directly after the move phase. Starting on the left-hand side, the very first thing he does, he charges with his Silverhelm Knights directly into my Shacklemore Seers. And that's absolutely horrible, because my idea with my Shacklemore Seers was to try to play, try to skip around this unit of Silverhelms and basically tie them up for the rest of the battle report. My plan was just to Doom Bolt them, hit him with Soul Blight, just kind of be a major nuisance and have him kind of tie up this cavalry unit, chasing my Shacklemore Seers all over the board. However, Fresh Prince Bel-Air got to go first, so because of that, he just charged directly into him, and now they're engaged in close combat, so now my left flank is not looking so good. At the same time, over there on the right-hand side, you can see there, he just moved up his units to their normal 5 inches, and basically just gets them closer so that way they can start doing some shooting. So that pretty much rounds it up for turn number 1 for the High Elves in terms of movement. Here's a close-up of Lord Tyrion's retinue as well as Tyrion making a close contact and charge directly to my Shacklemore Seers. And I can already tell this combat's going to go very, very poorly because Tyrion is a beast at close combat, and I was not prepared for that. And here's a close-up of his entry unit just moving up 5 inches, so that way he can start shooting with his longbows and also get his Phoenix Guard into position as well. So with moving out of the way, we go directly to the magic phase. During the magic phase is absolutely brutal for my army. I had no way whatsoever stopping Teclis. That guy is a magic monster, and there's no way of stopping that guy. He just dominates the magic phase every single time he goes at it. So, first of all, the very first thing he does, he gets Arcane Unforging off. Is one of the very first spells he gets. It directly at my Battle Standard Bearer. And that one, what happens is it automatically wounds, and if I get wounded with my armor save, using my armor save roll, he gets to determine a magic item and roll a d6. If he gets a 2 up, he gets to destroy that magical item. Well, in this case, he did everything like he was supposed to. He managed to destroy my Crown of Command for my Battle Standard Bearer. So now my Sea Stone Sorrows, which relies upon the Crown of Command in order to remain stubborn in close combat, is now gone. So now they're just normal Dread Spears again, and now I'm just kind of quivering because now I got some kind of bad ideas that Fresh Prince Bel-Air is planning on using for that unit as well. At the same time, he also gets off the Tempest spell onto the Morning Dawn as well, so he managed to kill 6 of those poor Dark Elves, so those guys are now dead. So now those guys also have a -1 to hit on that part. I was lucky that these guys didn't flee. I just barely managed to make my leadership test, so that part was kind of nice as well. And also not to mention, because this happens, he also gets a ward save due to the Shield of Safri lore attribute to Teclis. So now Teclis is looking at a 5 of ward save at this point. And because Teclis's magic doesn't know how to quit, he also gets off Hand of Glory onto this unit of Lothar Seaguard as well. He gets the big one off, gives them +3 to their ballistic skill, the weapon skill, as well as their movement. So now these Lothar Seaguard are elite Lothar Seaguard with all the good stuff they have. So basically in the shooting phase, you'll be able to bring down the rain on that part. And with that being said, his spells kind of go off. He runs out of magic dice to use at this point. Now Teclis is looking at a 4 ward save, and those Phoenix Guards are looking at 3 ward save, which is absolutely terrifying if you think about it. Now with that being said, with the magic being over with, we go directly to the shooting phase. In the shooting phase, all 3 of his bolt throwers try to open up on Virza the Broken. Luckily for me, one of them missed. The other 2 did manage to hit, but when he rolled up on his wound, he only managed to put 3 wounds onto Virza the Broken. Now, granted, it's only 3 wounds, but Virza the Broken only has 5 wounds, and now he's over at half of his wounds are now gone, which is absolutely terrifying if you think about that part. So that part was kind of rough. So now my monsters are carrying wounds. And both units of Lothar Seaguard cut loose onto what's remaining of my Morning Dawn and managed to plaster those guys off the board. Luckily for me, I did manage to pass my panic test because I did have the +1 leadership for the Banner of Discipline on that part, so that was kind of nice for my Dread Spears, but at the same time, though, when he was already down, we're not even done with the first turn of the game, and things are not looking good for my Dark Elf army. And to prove that point, as you can see in this photo, my Shotgun Warseers get ran down and killed. Actually, what happened in this battle report, I only managed to kill one of the Silver Helms, so that was one of the things that actually happened. I got pretty lucky with my poison wounds. And he only managed to kill one of my Shotgun Warseers, which is pretty lucky because I was rolling out of the box for my ward saves. I was rolling them like it was nobody's business, so that part was kind of neat. In the end, he actually won by combat by 2 points. The reason why is because he has a standard bearer in this unit, and he also charged as well. So I'm thinking, no problem, I'll just roll all my I got leadership 9 for these guys. It's got to roll under 7. It should not be a problem whatsoever. I rolled an 11. And because they're not within range of the Battle Center Bear, my guys had a break. And when I rolled a break test, I think I rolled like a 4 or something like that. Out of the 3 dice I rolled, I think I rolled like a 1 and then 2 2s is what I ended up happening. So I ran away 4 inches. These guys ran me down at 12. They rolled 3 6s when they went to go chase me down. So that part was pretty horrible as well. They cut down my Shotgun Warseers like it's nobody's business, and now they're located here at the base of the hill where my bolt throwers are. Now I have nothing to tie up this unit. All he has to do now is cartwheel his troops to the right, start heading to my left flank, and he can start just taking out my guys at his leisure. The only thing that might be able to save me is the fact that my 2 bolt throwers are located up the hill. If he decides that to charge my bolt throwers and go after my other units, I can shoot at him all the entire way. But at the same time, though, he's also got bolt throwers too, so who knows what's going to happen at this point. So yeah, 2 units are down as not even the end of turn number 1 for me, and these things are not going well. Alright, so now we're on to the bottom of turn number 1 after moving for the Dark Elves. And as you can see in this photo, pretty much I just set up everything as moving up as quickly as I possibly could. I just started to march everybody. I moved up my Dread Spears, my monsters, as well as my General account within a good distance so that way they can start engaging those infantry units there at the same time. What I'm trying to do is I'm also trying to move my guys out of position so that way Tyrion as well as his Silver Helms can't really charge into the left-hand flank of my units. My idea is if I'm not there for him to charge on my flank, he won't be able to get to me, and then he's just wasting time trying to play catch-up with his mounted troops trying to get to my army, and I can shoot at him with my bolt throwers or magic him off the table. I got a lot of options still left over, so things are looking pretty good at that part. So yeah, that pretty much makes up the move phase for turn number 1 for the Dark Elves. Alright, here's a close-up of my main army, what's left of my army, moving in close to his infantry units. As you can see, I got Beers of the Broken make up the left-hand flank. I got my Sea Stone Stars holding up the center. Right behind them, I have Rathric the Maw. I'm going to try to scoot around to the right-hand side so that way I can charge the right-hand flank. And also at the same time, you can see I have my General Lord Midas stay here, as well as Calibos on the right-hand side as well to lend some support. So, you know, typical surround and pound with my troops. You guys have seen tons of time in the battle report. That's pretty much what I'm going through with my plan on this one. So with movement out of the way, we go directly onto the magic phase. And the very first spell I throw off for magic phase is Arinzapal's Black Horror. I got that spell off pretty luckily on that part. My opponent didn't realize I was going to go for broke with my spells on this one, so that part was kind of nice as well. As you can see in this photo, I managed to cut 2 of those units of Lothar Seaguard almost in half with that. I managed to kill, I think I killed 7 on the left-hand side for the Griffin Guard. I killed 5 for the Dawn Patrol on the right-hand side as well. I also managed to kill 4 Phoenix Guard as well. And if you also notice in this photo too, Tyrion is now missing, and the reason why is because that poor guy got sucked into the horrible black vapors of Arinzapal's Black Horror. That part was absolutely awesome. He rolled poorly on his strength test. I think he rolled like a 6, so because they failed a strength test. Well, because he has a ward save, because of the spells he got off for Show Safri, he has a 4 ward save. He rolled a 1. So that poor magic user is now gone. My opponent's entire magic phase has been completely shut down due to Arinzapal's Black Horror, and that was just absolutely awesome. Oh man, I love that spell. As you can see in this photo, for the rest of the magic phase, I cast off Power of Darkness to give +1 strength up to my Dread Spears there, so that way I have +1 strength. I also get 2 more dice out of the magic phase as well to add to my power pool. I then try to throw the rest of my dice at Shroud of Despair, but my opponent was able to dispel with 2 6s as well, and that pretty much brought an end to my magic phase. And so with that being said, we go directly on to the shooting phase. And in the shooting phase, I open with both of my Storms of Cost with multiple shots onto that unit of Silver Helms. I managed to kill 4 of those guys as well, which is pretty awesome. The only reason why these guys didn't break is because Tyrion has ridiculously high armor, ridiculously high leadership test. So because of that, those guys aren't going anywhere either. And since no one is engaged in close combat, we go directly to the top at turn number 2 for the High Elves. And as you can see in this photo, this is the top of turn number 2 after movement phase for the High Elves. And with a YOLO in the air, my buddy First Prince Bel-Air just charges everything into my units as quickly as he possibly can, just engages them as fast as he possibly can. He sends both units of Lothar Seaguard, 1 into Virzo the Broken, 1 into my General on top of his Manticore. He also sends his Phoenix Guard directly to my Dread Spears. And at the same time, as you see in this photo, he marches his unit of Silverhelm Knights away from the hill and starts trading towards my left-hand flank of my army as well. So First Prince Bel-Air decided to go for broke, decided to risk everything he had on it and just send everything in all at once. So yeah, now all my guys are pretty much engaged in close combat. Alright, here's a close-up of the main battle lines taking place in the center. As you can see, the Griffin Guard is located on the left-hand side, charged directly into Virzo the Broken. In the center portion there, you can see that the Everwarden is charged directly into Zach Dav into the middle of my Dread Spears. So the Sea Star Swords are now engaged in close combat there. And on the right-hand side, the Dawn Patrol decided to charge directly into my General on his Manticore. So now those guys are all engaged in close combat. And here's also a close-up of his Silverhelm Knights as well as Tyrion trying to make their way as quickly as they possibly can into the left-hand flank of my army. This could prove to be a problem later on if I'm not careful, but at the same time, though, I'm hoping that he'll fail his charge test, and then that way I'll be able to shoot him off the table with another round of bolt thrower fire. So that's pretty much the plan that's going on in this one. And since my opponent doesn't have a magic phase anymore, and he can't really do any shooting phases, because pretty much everything's engaged in close combat, we go directly into the close combat phase. Alright, so the slaughter that takes place here in the combat phase. Let's go and talk about exactly what happened. First of all, Virzo the Broken, as well as my General and his Manticore, had no problem finishing off those 2 units of Lothar Seaguard. Not much they could really do in that aspect, so those units got destroyed. At the same time that happened, my General overruns to the Lothar Seaguard because he destroys them in the first round and lands directly into the right-hand flank of the Phoenix Guard as well. At the same time, Virzo the Broken also destroys the unit of Lothar Seaguard. However, the Phoenix Guard RSI have his charge arc, so because of that, I do a quick combat reform, have him kind of angle a little bit so that way in his next turn he would be able to charge into the left-hand flank of the Phoenix Guard as well. Now the combat between my Dread Spears as well as the Phoenix Guard was completely horrible for me anyways. As you can see in this picture, I managed to kill I think 2 or 3 Phoenix Guards from the Everwarden by the time the combat got done. On the flip side, they managed to kill 9 of my Dread Spears. And because of that, I think they beat me by 4 because they charged, they also had a standard bearer, they also had ranks, and with the kills and the difference, I think they beat me by 4 is what it was. And because I don't have the Crown of Command, and since I can't use my General's leadership because of the standard of discipline within this unit, they break. And so they go running for the hills. You can see in this photo, they ran about 6 inches right past Rathric the Maw. Luckily for me, Rathric the Maw doesn't worry about taking panic tests because he's a monster, so all that's pretty much good. So you can see that my unit is now broken away from that unit of Phoenix Guard. And like I said before, this unit really needs the Crown of Command in order to last as long as it does because you do need Stubborn and Curse Teclis for destroying that for my army. That part is kind of rough. So that pretty much makes a combat for turn number 1 for the Dark Elves. That's turn number 2 for the High Elves. With that being said, we go directly to the bottom, turn number 2 for the Dark Elves. Alright, that takes us to the bottom of turn number 2 for the Dark Elves after the move phase. As you can see in this photo, I just sent my monsters directly into this unit of Phoenix Guard. I don't care if it's Phoenix Guard whatsoever. No way in the heck is this thing going to be able to survive 3 attacks from 3 different monsters at the same time. As you see there, I got Wrath of the Maw charging up the front. I got Virzo the Broken charging on the left-hand flank. I got my General and his Manticore on the right-hand side. This unit is pretty much as good as dead. Also looking for me during my move phase, I also managed to rally up my troops again. So now my Dread Spears as well as my Battle Standard Bearer and Supreme Sorcerer are now ready to get back into the fight. And I'm going to bring the righteous wrath that's going to be coming down on these High Elves here in a little bit. So yeah, that pretty much makes up movement for this one. Here's a close-up of my Monster Mash charging directly into the Phoenix Guard. As you see there now, that unit is now surrounded by 3 different monsters. And now, not only that, now I got my Dread Spears really on deck as well. So now that unit of Phoenix Guards are basically be destroyed. I'm looking at another victory from yours truly. During the magic phase, I only had 1 spell that I can manage to get off during that entire phase, and that was Rinzapol's Black Horror. As you can see in this photo, I managed to kill every single Silverhelm that was inside that unit except for the Standard Bearer, as well as Tyrion as well. That guy managed to survive that as well, so that part was pretty insane as far as that I'm concerned. So that part was kind of cool. And during the shooting phase, I opened up with both of my Storms of Cost. I managed to kill off the very last of the Silver Helms, and also managed to put 2 wounds onto Tyrion as well. Now, while that might be kind of cool that I put 2 wounds on this guy, he also has the Heart of Avalon as well. So if I do manage to kill him, if he rolls a d6 and rolls a 2 up, this guy will basically come back to life with all of his wounds as well. So hopefully I can either magic him off the table, or shoot him one more time with my bolt throws to get rid of him for good, and then I won't have to worry about this guy engaging in close combat whatsoever. So yeah, that pretty much makes up the shooting phase for this one, and with that we go directly onto the shooting phase, the close combat phase. Alright, we go to the combat phase, and I said before, this is the craziest game I've ever played of Warhammer 8th Edition in my entire life. We're going to talk about exactly why that is the case, and it actually starts right now in the combat phase. As you can see in this photo, Fears of the Broken managed to kill 2 of those Phoenix guards, and also managed to put 2 more wounds on top of him, so now he's carrying 4 wounds total. At the same time, I also managed to put 2 wounds on Wrathwick the Maw, and I also managed to kill 2 more Phoenix guards in the process of doing that as well. Also, my general in the Mana Corps, he managed to kill 3 Phoenix guards, not managed to take any single wounds on him whatsoever. So things are looking pretty good. I'm feeling pretty confident with my guys. I'm pretty sure I'm going to break these guys at break test, no problem whatsoever. However, that's not what happens whatsoever. As you can see in this photo, those Phoenix guards make their break tests, all 3 of them, and they managed to stick it out and managed to ready to fight for the combat phase. It was the most surreal thing I've ever seen in my life. And with that being said, we go directly to the top of turn number 3 for the High Elves on this battle report. Alright, so that takes us to the top of turn number 3 after the move phase for the High Elves. As you can see in this photo, the very first thing he does, he charges in with his general. His general moves in directly to the back of Wrathwick of Fears of the Broken. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, I forgot to take a photo of this as well. At the end of the combat phase, those Phoenix guards decided to do a quick combat reform. As you can see in this photo, they turned to face their entire brunt of their attack against my general as well. So I forgot to mention that in the last photo as well, so I apologize for that. As you can see here, though, Wrathwick the Maw is now being charged from behind with Tyrion taking up his rear. As you can see that Wrathwick the Maw is still looking on the right-hand flank of that unit of Phoenix Guard, and at the same time those guys are facing down my general, and the chaos is about to ensue. Like I said before, that very last combat phase was very, very surreal. I was not used to seeing that kind of thing, but there it is. And since my opponent doesn't have any magic phase in this battle report because I killed his general as a wizard a long time ago, we go directly to the shooting phase. And then, like I said before, the craziness begins once again. As you can see in this photo, all 3 of his Reigns of Caliber, all 3 Reaper bolt Eagle Call bolt throwers, open up with multiple shots onto my unit of Spearmen and managed to kill 9 of my Dread Spears at the same time. So I'm thinking, okay, that's not so bad. 9 Dread Spears down. I have to take a panic test, but these guys are at Leadership 9, and they get to re-roll because they also have Battle Center Barrier there, so I'm not worried whatsoever. But the truth of the matter is, I should have been worried. I should have been desperately worried. For my first leadership test, I rolled a perfect boxcars. I rolled 12. So I was like, okay, no problem. I'll just roll again because I got Battle Center Bearer. On that case, I rolled boxcars once again. So now these guys are flanked. So I'm thinking, okay. So now these guys are running away. I rolled my 2d6 to see how far they go, and I rolled boxcars. Once again, I rolled 3 12s in a row. As you can see in this photo, my Dread Spears disappear off the board because they decided to run for the hills and save themselves after being shot to pieces by those Eagle Call bolt throwers. And I'm just thinking, oh my god, what kind of craziness is on the way now? Oh my god, I could not believe it whatsoever. So yeah, that's the craziness of this game, and it still keeps on going. In the combat phase, more of the surreal takes place. As you can see in this photo, I only managed to kill a couple of the Phoenix Guard. The Phoenix Guard, however, managed to kill my general, so now my monster reaction table is now stupid, and that's where he's located at now, so now my general's dead. Manticore's only there sticking out. At the same time, Tyrion has no problem whatsoever curb stomping Wrathwick the Maw, managed to kill that guy, overruns directly to the flank of Wrathwick the Maw, and now my Cryptus is now dealing with this Prince Tyrion character as well, and I'm thinking, my general's dead, my War Hydra is dead. My Morning Dawn is gone. They got blasted off the table. I also lost my my Dread Spears as well, and I also lost my Shackled Seers. This is the craziest game of Warhammer I ever played in my life. This is just unreal. That takes us to turn number 3 for the Dark Elves. I have nothing to move because everything's engaged in close combat. I try to shoot with my bolt throwers, but I miss all my shots. So we go directly to the combat phase. As you can see in this photo, more of the craziness just ensues. Wrathwick the Maw gets destroyed by Tyrion. Tyrion just chops that guy like it's nobody's business whatsoever. So that part is absolutely terrible as well. My Manticore does not manage to kill a single Phoenix Guard in the process at the same time. My opponent is rolling out of the box when it comes to his ward saves, so he's surviving everything. And I put 2 more wounds onto my Manticore. Because of that, we go directly to the top of the movement phase for the turn number 4 for the High Elves. As in this photo, Tyrion charges the flank of my Manticore against that guy engaged in close combat, so now that Manticore is taking on both of these units at the same time. And all three of his Eagle Call bolt throwers open up on one of my Storms of Kos and manage to kill my one of my bolt throwers. And in the combat phase, he kills my Manticore too. So this was like absolutely insane. All the death and destruction that is coming back on my army is just out of sight. The way my buddy Fresh Prince Bel-Air just kind of turned around and came out of nowhere and snatched victory out of the jaws of defeat. Oh my god, I've never seen anything this crazy before in my entire life. That is why I'm playing all the Twilight Zone music in the background, because there is something wrong here. I have done something wrong. I have angered the dice gods in some way, and the dice gods are now punishing me for this. It was absolutely atrocious. My guy just got slaughtered left and right like it's nobody's business whatsoever. It is absolutely horrible. Oh my god, I just can't. I can't even. That's how bad things are really going on at this part. So yeah, that pretty much makes the combat phase on this one. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end of the game. The only thing I left in my entire army is one single bolt thrower that I have left on that hill. That's off the frame here on the left-hand side. I'm pretty much hanging up at this point because me and Fresh Prince Bel-Air were just laughing too much because of all the crazy that just happened. How he just kind of came out of nowhere and just like won that battle. It was insane what just happened. I've never seen anything like that before in my life when it comes to Warhammer. So yeah, that pretty much does it. So with that being said, we go to the after action report because this battle report is now over.
I thought about staying. They offered me the chance to lead them, to teach them, to be king.
Uh-huh.
But my place is here, so I swallowed the juice, said the words, and here I am.
Did you say the words right this time?
Well, maybe I didn't say every single tiny little syllable, no, but basically I said them, yeah. Basically.
Alright, Nation, now it's time for the After Action Report. This is the part of the battle report we talk about what went well, what went poorly, and what we can learn for the next time that we do battle. This is the After Action Report for Warhammer the Golden Age, battle report number 26, and this battle ended up being a defeat for Commander CheapSkate. Let's go and talk about the losses first of all. First of all, I lost off Beastlord Midas Daycure, Kalibos, Rathric the Maw, Virzo the Broken, Captain Lodi Daycure, Sister Sinner, the Morning Dawn, the Sea So Sorrows, the Shacklemore Seers, and one of my Storms of Kos as well. In fact, I pretty much lost everything except for one bolt thrower, and that's saying something right there. And then my buddy Fresh Prince Bel-Air, he lost his Griffin Guard, his Dawn Patrol, Teclis, as well as Lord Tyrion's retinue. For the most part, he basically survived this, and he just kind of wiped the walls with me on this part. First of all, let's talk about what caused me to lose this battle. First, my left-hand flank folding to Tyrion, the Silverhelm Knights, probably had a lot to do with this. I was not really looking forward to that combat taking place. I was hoping to blast this unit and kind of destroy it ahead of time with my Shacklemore Seers, using movement shenanigans, using Doombolt as well as Soul Blight to weaken this unit and to kill it. My idea was to magic as well as shoot Tyrion off the table and not to deal with him in close combat. Because that didn't happen, Tyrion was able to get in close combat with my troops and just basically destroy everything I had. So it was very, very brutal as well. Plus, Teclis, having that very powerful first round of magic was also very, very devastating for my army as well. He managed to take away my crown of command, which was pretty much that kept my entire unit of Dread Spears from fleeing off the table. So that part was kind of rough as well. Plus, Tyrion just destroying everything that crossed his path also had a lot to do with this as well. That guy is a beast at close combat. He could also come back to life if I hadn't managed to kill him at all. So that was pretty rough. Plus, those Eagle Call bolt throwers was very, very dangerous as well. And when you combine all these facts together, because we're playing both with Dark Elves as well as High Elves, this game was a highly paced game. And the reason why it's very, very dangerous, and the reason why that is the case is because of the lethality involved. You're talking about two armies that have high skill, they have high strength, they have very low toughness, and not many miniatures either in both sides. So because of that, the battle was very, very quick and just very, very lethal, and there's a lot of dead bodies all over the dang place. At the end of the day, however, I think the reason why I lost this battle is for one reason only, and that is sheer crazy luck lost me this game. I was just rolling horribly. Impossible things were taking place on this battle report. I'm pretty sure my friend and I crossed into the Twilight Zone, or I've earned the wrath of the gods in some way. I'm not sure really what's going on, but that's pretty much what did it for this game, because I can't think of anything else at this point. Once again, this was an awesome game. It was like the most, even though I lost, it was a blast to play this game. It was a lot of fun. Just the amount of death and destruction that was taking place, and the nut and the craziness we were seeing on the table, which just made this game loads of fun, in my opinion. I can't wait to do this again. You know, there's bound to see some more craziness when it comes down with these two armies fighting it out. So yeah, once again, great opponent, great game. Looking for the rematch. Can't wait to do it again. Once again, please feel free to check out my Instagram as well as my Google Plus pages for all the latest information on iHobby. I posted photos of things I'm working on, projects I'm working on as well. That way, if I'm putting up new armies or new things from the battle reports as well as for this channel, you can always see that information first. So go ahead and go to those pages and follow it for all the latest info. And once again, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You guys' input's pretty awesome. Just keep on going with you guys. So yeah, that's going to definitely do it for this battle report, all the craziness I just saw. So this will do it for the battle report for battle report number 26 for the Golden Age. Once again, remember this show alternates every Thursday between the Golden Age battle reports as well as Tales from the Underhive, which are Necromunda battle reports. So tune every Thursday to see that. And don't forget to tune in on Sunday where we have our alternating show between Age of the Realms, which are our Age of Sigmar battle reports, as well as the Ninth Saga, which is our Ninth Age battle reports. All right, you guys, we will see you again this Sunday. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out, y'all.